The Friday Show. Phone lines wide open, 866-994-6343. Andrew Goldberg, TheSmokingGun.com. Coming up next hour. Let's go to Ray in Philly. Good morning, Ray. Ray.
Hello?
There he is.
Oh, you looking for me?
I'm talking to you. You talking to me?
Oh, I'm sorry, Vinny. This is Ray in Philly. Dude, I wasn't expecting it. So soon.
That's what she said. Hey!
I yesterday was livid when I kept reflecting upon this Chris Henry situation. And my first, installment of rage was, sorrow for his mom and, the fact that you can raise a kid to become a superstar to whatever degree she had to play in that role, and then to have him go out with such what seemingly to me is an idiotic move to risk life and limb. Somebody's paying you millions of dollars to, play a sport. You need to protect the asset and the investment that is you. And you jump in the bed of a truck chasing some dusty-ass bitch about a wedding that you're paying for. And I just couldn't imagine that when they said that there was a woman behind him calling 911, he could have just sat down in the back of the fucking truck. And no matter where this cunt went with the vehicle, he was going to be there when she got there.
So you don't like the woman?
Yeah, you're saying you don't like this woman?
No, it's not that. The fact is that she knew, the guy's got a cast on his arm, no shirt. She should have stopped the vehicle. But she might have stopped short because he was dancing around the back there. And then, he falls out. The only way he could have fallen out of that truck was that she willingly flipped the whole truck over with herself in and him. And I'm thinking that, I come from Patterson, New Jersey, and in Patterson there's a struggle for people to make it and to get the fuck out. And when you're plucked from obscurity like that and given favor by the gods to make millions of dollars, you don't do stupid. And I look at the long list. I went back to Lenny Bias, and I went back to Ray Caruth, and I went back to Dante and Michael Vick and Stephen McNair, and fuck it, I'm tired. I'm tired of having tears and wasting Kleenex on people who cannot figure out that when you've been blessed, you need to sit the fuck down somewhere and use your head.
I understand.
It's not squandering these opportunities. When you make it in the big leagues like that, that's an opportunity for you to bring up a generation of people around you, not just your immediate family, but neighbors' kids. You can buy a brand new car for a kid who's just going to college to help him make himself better. And these idiots are wasting money in clubs and bitches and guns. And I'm sick of this shit. I really am.
Ray, so you're saying there's a black social responsibility that when and if you do make it.
Social responsibility because it's not just blacks. There was even a white player once, a couple years ago, who was riding his motorcycle off hours and bumped his head and died. So the point I'm making is that Howard Stern, who makes $100 million a year, has enough sense to say, you know what, the investment that I need to protect in this equation is me. Which means, he may sound like a pussy on the air when he says, I'm not going this place, I'm not taking a risk to do this, I'm not taking a risk to do that. But he's the kind of person that will live to be 90 fucking years old with $700 million in the bank. You got a lot of these dummies that are making barely $10 million for their first year, and they want to go out and be Scarface and do all kinds of silly shit, and then, they screwed up for the rest of the family. How many generations? His mother is sitting at the funeral when it happens going, I can't believe that my son is in this casket chasing behind some fucking woman when Tiger Woods is showing us that you can string 15 bitches along if you really want to, and you crying and running behind one dusty-ass bitch, and you get killed doing it. I'm so livid about it, and I can't cry another tear. I'm upset because I don't know who's always talking to these people when they get drafted into the NFL. But, they just need to walk in with the list and say, you're going to be this guy? Is this who you're going to go out looking like? Because Dan Marino and Larry Brown and a whole lot of other people, there's plenty of people, all nationalities, that have come through the NFL, the NBA, and the Major League, and they know how to make their fucking money and go sit quietly and on the front porch with tea and retire. And some idiot.
And the great point you're making, Ray, is think about the long-term impact. You know, you do those, whether you do 5 years, if you get 5 years in the NFL, the type of money you're talking about and how you can change the lives. And I'm going to focus really on your immediate family. You know, you can change the life of you, your siblings, your parents, and obviously your children. And their lives are going to be better. They're going to have the opportunity to go to the best schools. And whether or not they play football or don't play football, they then can use their brains and take advantage of every advantage that you can create for your family as a result of the talents that you have. And to squander that is an absolute tragedy.
Thank you.
That's a great point, Ray.
It just bothers me so much, and and it may seem like I'm saying this because it's a black guy. I would say it if it was a Latino or even a white guy.
No, I feel the same. It's any disenfranchised person that makes it has somewhat of a responsibility to take care of themselves. I feel the same way when George Michael ends up having sex in a bathroom.
But you get it, you know what I mean? And so I do have sorry, because I saw his kids and stuff on the thing, and I saw that they showed the girl who had returned back to the scene. And I really want to talk to her fucking ass, but the point is that, you know, he was tossing the wedding for her. If she storms out of the house and doesn't want to talk about it, fuck it. You know, there's $300,000 I'll keep in the bank account so you want to act right like a fucking adult and talk. But you don't jump in the, you know, I want this, hopefully, to get out to some locker room in the NFL to say, listen, guys, come on. Wake the fuck up.
Yep. Ray, have a great weekend.
All right, I'm done.
All right, there you go.
Great call.
Fantastic. So, a great point being made by Ray, and that's one of the purposes of Open Phones Friday.
From Patterson, New Jersey. That's the Lean on Me school, isn't it?
That's right. They used to call me Crazy Joe.
Crazy Joe.
Now they call me Batman. Indeed. So, it's very sad. It's extremely sad, and it just seems like a big waste. You know, you make it, you want to bring everybody up with you. And the point for athletes, and you know this goes for anybody. You know, when those athletes they put in their contracts, you're not supposed to be riding motorcycles. You're not supposed to be doing crazy things because your asset is your body.
Yeah.
You know, you got to take care of it. You got to take care of it. You got to protect it. And it's especially true with guys in the NFL, as Nicky Buttons was pointing out. I mean, the careers of these guys are not long. I mean, you don't hang around. It's rare that you hang around the NFL for 10 years.
Like Brandon,
if you do, you're a kicker or a quarterback.
A kicker or a quarterback.
That's what I want to be, right?
Someone who's been very fortunate. Some of the linemen can last for years as well.
Yeah, I mean, and even in quarterback's sake, not so many quarterbacks last as long as Favre and.
Yeah.
Or whoever.
But, running backs, they get beat up. People just get beat up. You get that one injury, you're done. You lose half a step. If you're a running back, you're done.
Well, the oldest player in the NFL is definitely a kicker. I could tell. I know that just before even looking it up.
Isn't that Brett Favre?
I thought Favre was the oldest. Yeah, he's the oldest quarterback.
See how I knew that, huh?
He may not be the oldest player. I'm not sure.
See how I knew that?
But it truly is a gift. They have to look at it that way because from that you can parlay that into an entire career.
Oh yeah.
Because you're a football hero. People want to be around you, and you take that, but you have to think about what am I going to do when the career is over? How can I take what I'm doing now and turn it into something great for the next 25, 30 years after I finish playing? And the smart ones do that. And there's absolutely opportunities for that, whether they go into broadcasting, they get into business, they get into real estate, whatever they do. Open a dealership. A guy like John Elway, Hall of Fame quarterback, parlayed his fame into a series of car dealerships out there in Colorado. So, all right, folks, coming up, Andrew Goldberg from TheSmokingGun.com. We also got the answer to the Nicky Buttons question of the week. Me and Vinny.